Hi everyone, today we're at a restaurant called Birdall in Palo Alto, and I figured I share with everyone how to discreetly order a bottle of wine, especially when you're with your client. So a lot of the time I get a question on how do you discreetly or correctly order a bottle of wine when you at a restaurant and you're unfamiliar with the list, or when you're with some clients, you have a budget you need to keep for your company. You don't want to overspend, but at the same time, you don't want to seem cheap in front of your customer. So one of my best suggestions is to always enlist the sum. You need to properly communicate with the sommelier so they can find the wine that is to your styles and your price point. So we're going to talk about our wine at a time. So first, we're going to focus on the style. In order to have the sommelier pick the wine style that matches what you're looking for, it's best if you can give them example of what you had before that you really enjoy. For example, if you're ordering a Cabernet, when I was a sommelier at the floor, I get a lot of customers saying, hey, I want a wine that's juicy, that's fruity, that's not too dry, it's very smooth, not too tannicky. None of those means anything to a sommelier because most people have no idea where your spectrum is when you're talking about it being too tannic or not tannic, smooth or not smooth. Your palate is not calibrated like the sommelier's palate, so there's a lot of miscommunication there. So the best way I would recommend for you to tell a sommelier is to actually give them an example of a wine you had before and tell them, hey, I really enjoy a Cabernet Sauvignon that tastes like Silver Oak, for example, or Cayman Special Soleil, or Opus One. So that is the first tip, to give them an actual example of a wine you had before, and if a sommelier knows what they're doing, he's going to be able to find wines similar to that style that you just described. It's much easier than you telling them, I don't want a wine that's too dry, too sweet, too tannic, smooth, not smooth, or whatever have you. So that's the first part. So that will help you properly communicate exactly the style of wine you're looking for a sommelier to help you to find a wine. Now here comes the second tip. Number two is, if you're on a budget and you don't want to seem cheap in front of a customer, it is really awkward for you to talk to the sommelier and be like, yeah, I would love a wine that tastes like Silver Oak, but I don't want to spend more than $100 a bottle, which is very difficult to do in a restaurant setting for a bottle of Silver Oak. So the other thing I recommend you can do very discreetly when you have a sommelier at the table to communicate a price point you're looking for, you can always say things like this. You can say, hey, I'm looking for a bottle of wine that tastes like a Silver Oak, and I'm comfortable somewhere around here or under. So you point at a price point very clearly, and you can, maybe wink or you can look, just make sure you get an eye contact with the sommelier so he understands. Most people, or most some who has worked in a restaurant long enough, are really good at reading people, really good at reading the table and the situation, and they will understand exactly what you mean. So then they will understand that you're looking for a bottle of wine in, let's just say again, a style of Silver Oak, but under $100 a bottle or around $80 a bottle. And the other cool thing about that is, if you are working with a sommelier or you're at a restaurant that has a very extensive wine list and the sommelier is knowledgeable and passionate, they will be able to find you a wine under your budget that tastes even better than you expect, and they will be able to impress your guests, especially if they're able to recommend wines as kind of a hidden gem that you can't find anywhere else. So it's very hard for the customer to gauge how much you spend on the wine, but it will taste like, let's just say, a $200-300 bottles of wine, but you only spend $100 with the help of sommelier. So here's the thing. Make sure you communicate clearly and use my trick to do it discreetly, and trust in your sommelier, especially in good restaurants, to help you find the perfect wine that is going to please your budget and your client's taste. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something new. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have any other question, feel free to leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list on www.angiesound.com. You'll see all the newest information, and I also send out wine deal periodically. Thank you so much for watching. Drink responsibly and enjoyably.